Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Monkey Wrench Aquatics. I'm Kelly, the monkey with the aquariums. Today is a sponsored video. I've been working with a company called Hygger, right there, and they have sent me overhead lights, and they reached out and said, hey, we've got a new filter, what do you think, will you check it out? So they sent me this is the Hygger HG099-S. This is rated for 4 to 20 gallons. I specifically requested this one because in my channel we deal with nano tanks. That's a 5 right there that I just set up. You can check my other channel, Monkey Wrench, for that. We set that up from day one, put the fish in there. He's loving life. That's been about 3 weeks. That's my main tank right there. There's another 5 there. So they said, listen, we'll send you our new filter. Use it for a little while. Let us know what you think. Sorry about the overhead lights. So let me unbox this thing for you, show you what comes inside, stick it on the tank, and we'll show you how it works.
Please subscribe.
Let's just show you what it comes with. They did a really good job on the packaging. So I wanted this particular filter. Now in the box, comes with the filter, all wrapped it up. And comes with one cartridge. This has charcoal inside of it. So we got that going on. You got your normal manual. We've got a power supply that goes directly to what looks like the motor. So it looks like I'm going to have to attach the motor right there. I'll check on that in just a second. And then it comes with extra attachments. Inside this bag is a sleeved net for the end of your intake. It also has another pipe for the intake with a sponge on it for your babies so that you don't get small fish or babies sucked up into it. Now I have a box of these sponges that go on my filters when I use a hang-on back filter. And it just keeps the babies from being able to get sucked up in the filter, that's all. So you got this end, you got a shorter end, and then you also have your sponge for the end. So that's a nice touch. I didn't have to buy anything extra or cut down one that I already had. Let's see what comes in the bag with the filter. Oh, I see another cartridge inside. That's a nice touch. So inside of here we have media balls. That's pretty nice. Oh, this thing kind of comes with everything, doesn't it? These are media balls. They go inside of there, and this is for beneficial bacteria to grow on and stay in your filter. And it looks like there's, I don't know, about a dozen in there. 3, 6, 9. There's 10 of them in there. And then this is a 2-tier system. So the top section is separate from the bottom section. And you can control the suction here by spinning this sideways to draw in more water. You can adjust that. You can also adjust your flow here, which is nice. And then it came with a second cartridge. So this comes with 2 cartridges. I will have to check and see if this is a standard size cartridge, but it sure looks like the same size cartridge that goes in my Tetra filter, hang on back filter. And I get those when I need to from Walmart, but mostly I use polyfill. The inside of pillows. If you watch my shorts, you'll see I went to the store and purchased a pillow from the box store for $3, and it has twice as much polyfill in it as just buying a bag of polyfill. And I just take a wad of that and stick it down in the filter so that I have something to catch debris and whatnot and allow bacteria to grow. So it's nice that this comes with 2 filters. I will use one for setting this up. I'll leave one in there. We'll put this other one aside, and let's just see if I can figure this out. Now normally I'm gonna have to read the directions, because you know what it looks like to me? It looks like the motor goes into the filter I haven't read the directions yet. But it looks to me like the motor goes into the filter and sucks directly from the bottom of the motor through that. So honestly, if you didn't like the hang-on back filter, it looks almost like you could use this as a power head, because it just sucks in one side and shoots out the other. Let me read the directions and then we'll go from there. Okay, a quick peek at the directions tells me I was right. Now, one side is wider in circumference than the other, so we know which side goes up. You just take this. This is a rubber type of sleeve right here. You take this and you push it up in there. Push it all the way up. Then with the top here, you want to bring that and it fits back down into its little tray. And then you want to put your end on the bottom, just like so. So this is the part here that goes over the tank. You got your motor right in line. Now, I'm not sure whether I like that. Traditionally, motors are kept on the outside of the pump to keep them dry. This has to be completely waterproof, which is ultimately fine as long as it's sealed well. The little cord goes right up in there and clips in right there. For one thing, it is a nicer setup than the little impeller that's usually in a hang-on back filter. The other thing is, like I said, you could take this off and use this strictly as a power head if you wanted to, if you just needed an aerator and you didn't want the hang-on back. But for cleaning purposes, I could take this thing off, clean this whole thing very easily. If there's any debris or anything inside of the pump, I can find it easily. Normally you have to get into the back, into the inside, and you're trying to reach in there and clean things out, and this makes it easy to reach. So I do kind of like that, I think. But that's it. It's just a hang-on back filter. Let me go ahead and put it on the tank and show you what I plan to use it for. Now I'm going to attempt to show you this without standing in front of the tank. I don't know how much you can see, but from here over, the sand is nice and clean, and from here over, the sand is dirty, and I'll tell you why. I use strictly sponge filter in this tank, and I'm happy with that for the most part. Sponge filters make sure that any babies born don't get sucked up into a filter and get dead. When you're dealing with a small tank, and I have 3 of them here attached to the same air pump, I can get away with one air pump on multiple tanks. But the reason that this side is cleaner than this side is because I took the hang-on back filter out of the 5-gallon that's right next to me, just off camera, you can't see. I stuck it in there when I had the divider in, and I had her on one side and the male on the other. And I stirred up the bottom and I let that suck it all out, and it makes a huge difference. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and move this over. This is just the cheap acrylic tops that I get for these. Easy enough to keep them from jumping out. I'm not going to do anything special off camera. I'm literally just going to undo the tie that's on this cord. According to what I saw, you don't even have to fill this up with water. And that's because the pump itself is already below the water line. So I'm just going to plug this in. And we're going to see what happens. Look, it's already full of water. It's already pumping water. Let me get you around there so you can see. There's no priming of this. I like that. There's my water flow already. I'm going to attempt to turn it up. It's a waterfall situation, so it's not coming off and dropping and making the aeration, and you see the bubbles there. That's off my sponge filter. But that thing is running almost instantly when I turn that pump on. Let me see if I can. This pipe here twists clockwise. There's a little end on it, and I can't really do it with one hand and show you. So I'm going to turn it and see if the flow gets better. Oh, the whole thing comes off. Okay. So now I can turn it so that it's facing sideways, and I want to see if I get better flow. My guess is the media balls go right here. so that the flow can flow through them, catch any bacteria. Our cartridge is inside, or our fluff if you just use polyfill. And then you got this cool waterfall situation going on. I'm digging it. There's no prime in it. It's quiet. What you're hearing right now is my air conditioner, not my filter. That thing is deadly whisper quiet. Running well. And I can go ahead and put my top back on it. I just get acrylic sheets and cut them to the right size to keep my little fishies from jumping out. So nothing special, nothing added. It's a little taller than I'm used to on a tank, but I don't think I have a problem with that. Let's put the top on it. This will be a little dust top. Oh, that fits in there real nice. Won't fall off or anything. That's nice. And you can still adjust your water flow here. I'm digging it. So there you go, in action. Alright, what I'm gonna do, and she's such a good girl, nothing scares her. What I'm gonna do is stir up the crap off the bottom on this side. And really stir up the tank. Yes, I have a little vacuum on the end of a hose that I can vacuum out the sand. But I prefer to throw the hang-on back filter on it and leave it set. Just let it run for an hour. So there we go. You can see how much stuff was on the bottom there. That's particles and all. Obviously she's swimming around. That's what happens when you use a sponge filter over a hang-on back filter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna check in about 10 or 15 minutes and show you what it looks like, and then check in 30 minutes and see how much cleaner it is. Well, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. It's only been 5 minutes, and you might think to yourself some of that stuff settled down to the bottom, and it has, but it has taken a whole lot of it out. I can see it in the sponge that's on the filter intake. I can see stuff stuck to it. I'm gonna grab my little hoochie coochie and stir it up again for the stuff that fell back to the bottom. And remember, this is sand, so a lot of what you see floating is actually sand, not debris. And I'm actually going to take off the baby sponge because I don't have any babies in this tank, and I want to give it the opportunity to suck up bigger debris and get it up into the filter and get it out of there. Get it out of there. So let's give that some more time. I would like to point out, if you look at the debris coming from this side, you can see that it's being pushed all the way across the tank. Look at that. The debris is being pushed all the way to the other side. I have not seen a hang-on back filter with that kind of movement in a tank. This is going up into the filter, doing its thing, coming back down, and somehow it is shooting stuff. Look at this. It's shooting stuff all the way across the top of that tank. This is amazing. The flow is all the way across. Look at it pushing the plant over, and it's pushing debris all the way to the left side of the tank. And even though this is only a 10-gallon tank, that is giving complete circulation. It's going completely around, so it shoots it across the top, lets it settle, brings it back down, sucks it in, and it's making this huge circle around the whole tank, and I am digging that. Okay, that is 30 minutes of clean, and that water is crystal clear. Now, some of it obviously will have settled back to the bottom, the heavier particles. Whenever I put a hang-on back filter on, I usually stir it up for a good 2 hours or so to make sure I get everything off the bottom and get sucked up inside of the filter. but after 30 minutes that thing is almost crystal clear. So I am very, 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 very happy with this filter. And hopefully mama there has babies in the next couple of days. So I need to go ahead and put my baby sponge back on the bottom of that to make sure nothing else gets in there that's alive. But I'm very impressed by the fact that it blows it completely across to the other side of the tank. It really keeps the circulation going, and it is cleaned up that quickly. So I'll let you know my final thoughts. Okay, so what are my thoughts? Well, it's a hang-on back filter. It's kind of hard to mess those up. They're going to work straight out of the box. I do love the fact that there was no priming. Normally with a hang-on back filter, you have to have a cup with, and you're scooping water out of your tank and you're filling it up till it gets to the top, and then you have to stand there and wait and hope that it starts pumping. And if your hang-on back filter is a little bit older, sometimes it's kind of like a slot machine. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? This thing with the motor and the jet in the water shooting through the filter, it primed itself instantly. And in case of a power failure, if the power happens to go off and then come back on, this thing is not going to leak anywhere, but it's automatically going to start that filter right up again, because that motor is going to turn on, then it's going to fill that filter immediately. You're not going to burn up a pump because it wasn't primed correctly or something like that. So I do like that feature. The downside is it's a little bit taller than I'm used to, with that second stage on there. I don't know whether I'll leave it on there or whether I might take it off, because it's for your little media balls. You can put ceramic media balls, you can put lava rock in there, you can put whatever you want. But if you're not going to use those things, my guess is you can take that off, and then it's not so tall. So it looks a little different, it works a little different, it works very well. It's very, very, very quiet. I turned off my AC. I even had to turn off my air bubbler for my sponge filters just to see if I could hear it. And even then, because the water comes all the way down and touches, it goes down a ramp that goes under the water, it's the quietest filter I've ever heard. So I love that about it. And it cleared up the tank in about 20 minutes of all that crap that I just dusted up. So I'm digging it. I don't know how long it'll last. I have other Hygger products, and I bought other Hygger products before they started sponsoring my videos on this channel and my other channel. And I'm happy with the longevity. I'm happy with the quality. The quality on this feels really good. It's nice and strong. It doesn't feel cheap. Everything fits together well. The fit in comparison to some of the other ones is really good on this. So I would say the only thing I don't know is it going to break down on me in 3 months or 6 months? Is the motor going to fall out of the tube? Which I don't think so, because it was a nice rubber sleeve and everything fit really tight. I like it, I really do, and I'm going to use it for the next 6 months, and I'm going to make you guys another video. So if it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. It's somewhere between my chin and my balls. Hit the like button, it really helps. Check out my main channel, Monkey Wrench, where we work on lawnmowers, weed eaters, boats, jet skis, that kind of thing. Go over there, show us some love. All the links for this product will be in the description, and I'll see you soon.